Welcome back everyone. You're watching the training week from May 20th, where I still haven't thought of a new intro, and shout out to Will for calling me out the other day. I did say I'm going to come up with some sort of a new intro a couple of weeks ago, and I still haven't. But you know what, maybe it's good to just keep the original, keep it standard. You're watching another training week where the weekly highlight was back giants on the high bar. I did my very first back giants, and it turns out that I was a little bit off in my calculations, estimations, I don't know. I was assuming that back giants would be quite painful because when I'm in a still hang and I'm pulling my body up sort of into a front lever position, starting from a full hang, it hurts quite a lot still to pull down like that. But what I did was I started from a top change. So that made things a whole lot easier. And the front lever pull was actually coming along pretty well as well. So back giants, now I'm going both ways. And you know, the intensity in this front giant tap, in this Gaylord tap, is increasing. And I have wonderful news. Today is the 8th of June. So this is a couple weeks ago. And I really need to make these videos earlier on because I forget what I did 2 weeks ago. So on the 11th or 12th of June, whatever the Tuesday is going to be, David Colvin is going to come up from Christchurch, and as promised, he's going to be my first mat slider, my first pad slider for my first Gaylord post surgery. So exciting times ahead. I really don't know what to expect, so I'm kind of nervous about it, to be honest. It's been a long time, but I'm sure muscle memory and all the years of doing that skill will get me through my first one. It's gonna be scary though, gotta say. So back giants, air sense. I almost died at the end of this week, so you'll see me try a quad twisting double front, and yeah, we came close to a near-death experience there. And at this stage I'm pretty happy with my air sense, so I'm starting to actually save my legs a bit more for some tumbling. But still, I do want to give that quad twisting double front another try, so you'll see that later on. We got the community clips of the week coming up. We have the world clips of the week at the end, and of course we got the gym high bar clip of the week. Still loving that game, still trying to do new combos and sequences. So this week's community clip of the week comes from Fabian, who lives I think down south in New Zealand, and Fabian, or Fabian, correct me if I'm wrong, is actually going to come up to Auckland in a couple of weeks, and we're really looking forward to hosting Fabian for a little casual training session. So looking forward to that. And I think the community clip is coming up pretty soon. So Fabian threw his first double back from the high bar. Give it a moment. And okay, here we go. So the first clip should be just a timer. And the double back was beautiful. It was great for a first try. I think this was attempt number 1, and the following clip will be number 2. So as quick as I can, I'm just gonna get into what I see. I'm gonna include a couple of things. One drill for shaping to get a nice giant shape on the bale, and another drill for the tug of the bar. So if you see that bounce right there, quite a small one. Now compare that to this one in the second attempt. Much bigger bounce. I like to call that a tug, a much bigger tug of the bar in that second attempt. So there's going to be a drill where you can kind of use it as a warm-up to tug on the bar, and another one where you're doing it from a tap. I had to demonstrate it in front giant grip because of course I'm still quite limited with back giant grip. So while I'm playing on tramp, I'll explain about the dismount a little more. Our goal is to kind of tug the bar down and very slightly towards that front lever position, because of course if you pull down too hard into a front lever, you're just getting yourself too close to that bar. Nobody wants to experience that. So the drill where I'm yanking down during a swing, you'll see that I'm very attentive to pushing the bar back a bit, while keeping my shoulders a bit more opened, preventing them from closing. So doing swings like that will kind of prepare, you know, your shoulders to keep that angle a bit more open even when you're pulling the bar down, which prevents us from coming too close to the bar. And you know, we don't need to be scared to pull the bar, especially from a fast giant, because all that speed, unless you arch and tap really late, of course you're going to go close, but otherwise if the tap is at a normal time, you're always going to have plenty of distance just from, you know, all the speed in the giant. So I've built back up to back layout 2.5 twists. I might give 3 some time as well, but right now, you know, that's not really necessary. That back double pike is going to be the next sort of, the back double pike is going to be, you know, the standard dismount from here on out for non-floor specialists. They're upgrading it to a D if you're not aware, and you know, you'll see me give it a shot in the following week. But I do want to give that triple twist a play as well. Oh, next. Okay, so I went for 50 giants. Might be boring, but for me this was really special. You see, I even popped the shirt off to keep myself more aerodynamic. I was nervous for this turn, almost as nervous as I would be doing a whole routine. So I'll let you do the counting for yourself, but 50 seems to be the cap. So this was pretty much, you know, on the first turn, after I warmed up some swings and warmed up my shoulders a bit. But what I found the next week is, you know, I wanted to do an experiment where I actually did like some Gaylord taps first, and I thought maybe that might warm my shoulders up some more and I'd feel even better and be able to do more than 50 giants, but it was just the opposite. So that was a really interesting experiment, that on high bar I have more, I guess, kind of cardio, more long-term endurance earlier on when my muscles are fresh, rather than, you know, warming them up with just a couple of taps. So I think 50 is a good cap for now. I know I was talking about 100, but you know, at this stage it would be a waste of time, and I'm better off spending my efforts and energies getting back to skills. So you would have seen me playing around with that stomach drop 1.5 twist back to my stomach, and for some reason this particular week I could only do like 1 at the start, and then I would just get lost. Something about that wrap into the twist from the stomach just keeps eluding me. So, and I'm doing that as you know, as a kind of prep for the full twist in Yamawaki. So it still boggles my mind that they've raised that Wallstrom or full twist in Yamawaki up to another box higher. So now in the next cycle, it's going to be worth a G, a whooping 0.7. And that's the same as a Casina. So, you know, we have Tan Chia Hung, who's going to be this week's World Clip of the Week, doing it from a stoop full at the end of his routine, pretty much right before the dismount. He only does an endo and I think a Zoliman after it. So it's his 7th skill. You know, you're not going to do a Casina 7th skill. I don't know if that's ever been done that late. So stoop full, Yamawaki full, you know, I'm definitely no genius when it comes to stoops, but the value of that connection is going to be so high that it would be silly not to pursue it, at least for a little while. So the chin-ups I've upgraded to starting with a 15 kg weight. I'm doing about 10 or 11 reps. And then when I go down to the 12.5 and the 8 kg, it's usually about 2 to 3, maybe 4 on a good day. So I'm going to continue doing this to keep myself strong. And I've started a little bit of cross work on the trainers. So gently starting some more lock arm strength work as well. I think I'm actually bigger than what I was before surgery, and that only took you know, a month or so of this general conditioning. So I'm pretty happy where I am. And if anything, I need to be careful not to overwork the general, because I'm finding I do get quite sore after my training sessions. So I'm doing my best to find a good balance where I've done enough to get some solid gains and strengthen my shoulder, but not too much that, you know, it's a step back. Gym high bar clip of the week. What do we got today? Still haven't caught the 10 Kachevs in a row, but we got a Kachev straight to another Kachev straight. That's 3. Oh, and some sort of a ghost mode went through the bar The gymnast has died and his ghost went straight through the bar. Pike Kovacs, bit of a face cruncher there. And that was something out of a horror movie. I don't know what that was. What is that? I had to include that. That was just bizarre. So we're glitching this week. Gym high bar is glitching this week. More Wallstrom progression frustrations. So it's like I make the first one and then it's like I don't even know, like the feeling is so strange. Like what was that? Can't wait to try it on a real bar. And the good news is that left arm is going to get to stay in front giant grip, so I should be able to do Yamawakis pretty early on in my return to high bar. But first comes Gaylord. It might seem a bit strange, but Gaylord will actually be less impact on the shoulders compared to Yamawaki, because in Yamawakis, yes, you're doing quite an aggressive tap up, but it's immediately followed by that pull down and throw down of the bar. So that one's gonna have to come a little bit later. I've done a little bit of experiments just with the taps, but it's evident that Gaylord is gonna be first. And of course, all the Gaylords are upgraded, so I've already started scheming, high bar routines for the next quad. So as you watch my set of back giants, going back to community clips of the week, it's pretty fun doing it, and I've run out. So if you're a long time viewer, you follow the channel and you want some feedback, want to be featured, send me your clips. You can DM me at Misha33314 on Instagram. You can email it to me. I'll put my email in the video description. But yeah, I don't have any more community clips following this week, so please wider gymnastics fam, send things through. 3.5 twister. This is the day I almost died. So you'll see that blue mat. I sensed that I might veer off to the left, and so I did. So if you watch, I actually landed with my left shoulder, boom, on top of that mat. So I got lucky, I put it in the right place. That was supposed to be the quad. And looking at the video, I probably could have made it around, but I think I sensed in the air that I was just flying onto the wood pretty much. So went into abort mission. But like I said, it would be fun to give it another try. If your club has a really nice setup with a nice and wide pit, can you please put it in the comments down below? Help this algorithm flow, and I might even give it a visit if it's not too far, especially if it's in New Zealand, just because I'm keen to have a really nice and wide tramp and pit setup. The knee's still giving me issues, so I didn't even punch it on this day and decided to do a bit of flick-flack work. Yeah, flick-flack is a strange one. Like, I could just do the doubles from round off, but somehow flick-flack just sets you up a little bit nicer for the double flips. One problem I'm finding now with my round off is I'm so used to snapping and pushing away a lot, I struggle to get a good block with a nice angle. I'm always kind of over-rotating when I'm going hard for a round off, which works pretty well with backwards twisting, but not too well with the double flips, and that's something you'll see next week. So I'm waiting for this flick-flack to come back so I can start doing some more double doubles and whatnot. And interestingly, the double doubles and the double triples and tuck didn't get upgraded, while the double layout skills, every single one of them did get upgraded, which means we're going to have the first J, I suppose, Jake Jarman's JJ. 3.5 twisting double layout's going to be a J. So I finished off with a little bit of catch drills, and here we go. 16.8. I think this was matched by Brody Malone, so I was kind of debating whether to do Tan Chia Hung or Brody Malone. If you haven't seen, Brody also did the stoop half Lucan, so now there's going to be at least 3 guys competing that skill in Paris. I'm presuming Brody's gonna make it through. So 16.8, and he's got variety. So he's got the Wallstrom, he's got the Kachevs, he's got the Cassina. And like I said, the Wallstrom is right at the end. So there's going to be a massive fight for the high bar gold. It's going to be such an exciting final. I can't wait. So Endo, Zoli, man. So yeah, that Wallstrom was a second skill. Man, he yanks that bar hard. If you watch his, how much he pulls the bar down on that dismount, you'll get a good idea for, you know, how hard you can pull the bar down and not get close. But of course you would have noticed he arches really early for his dismount. So there you have it, another training week. Thanks for watching all the way through. All the best. Till next time.